Now at 9, students affected by a proposed state bill prepared to protest earlier today.
Plus, why students are concerned about that same state bill and how it will impact future Ball State students and faculty.
And a rally about the ruling for in vitro fertilization down in Alabama. Find out how the state's decision could affect the country.
And Senator Mitch McConnell is stepping down from his position of Senate Minority Leader, and find out the reasons why.
What a difference a day makes. Today was very, very cold due to that cold front coming in, but how long will we be cold? NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Chants for change were heard at the Scramble Light this afternoon as students gathered in protest of the Senate Bill 202. Thanks for joining us at 9. I'm Mira Bloomer.
And I'm Alana Gaither. This bill, which returned to the Indiana Senate today, sets, quote, various requirements and restrictions for state institutions regarding free inquiry, free expression, and intellectual diversity. If Senate Bill 202 is passed, it will change the tenure process for public university faculty, pending on their approach to intellectual diversity.
Yesterday, students from multiple organizations met together to prepare for today's protest. Members from HOPE, Feminists for Action, and other groups on campus met to discuss the bill and air possible concerns. Students created posters out of cardboard and cakeboard, along with various art supplies. The signs showcased slogans and messages regarding the bill. While preparing, one HOPE fellow, Sky Mendez, mentioned the importance of perspective at a time like this.
I think that it's important to read the bill through the eyes of the people it will impact the most.
Organizations like HOPE set out to use their voices with other students on campus today.
Our Sophie Schick has the details.
That's the message that echoed around Ball State Scramble Light. Senate Bill 202 would change the tenure process in Indiana for public universities. Not only that, but public universities would also have to adopt a philosophy surrounding free speech and intellectual diversity. It's a concept that concerns some Ball State protesters who say they're scared for future Cardinals.
Or if I was just starting my first year at Ball State, this changes the whole trajectory of how the culture at Ball State is and how it's run.
On Tuesday, representatives discussed the bill. Those who opposed it noted that the bill's language was concerning. However, they weren't the only ones who felt that way.
The language of the bill is incredibly vague, and it leaves a lot of room for abuse and misinterpretation and misapplication by those in power.
Despite a biting wind flowing through campus, more than a dozen protesters showed up to share their worries. Glove-covered hands held signs in exchange for the signatures of passing students. For one petition that will now go to the Indiana General Assembly in hopes of changing lawmakers' minds.
So I would like to live up to that goal and value of inclusive excellence, and this bill kind of destroys that.
One HOPE leader says that they have more petitions and protests underway in the near future. In Muncie, Sophie Schick, NewsLink, Indiana.
Process are reporting. Partners at the Ball State Daily News sat down with Indiana Senator Spencer Deary. He said, in part, "I tried to work with universities to address those issues, not against the universities."
And of course, we'll keep you updated both on air and online. Our reporting partners at the Ball State Daily News will have a full article on their website starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. To find out about that story, just go to ballstatedaily.com.
And down in Alabama, advocates of in vitro fertilization rallied at the Alabama State House Wednesday. They are begging lawmakers to listen to their concerns. Children. Legislators say they want to safeguard IVF bills. Bills are already in the House and Senate that would protect IVF providers in the state.
This potentially could be a roadmap for other states to restrict access to IVF, or a roadmap on how to protect access to IVF and family building.
Rally organizers say they also want those protections to extend to patients and families.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell will step down as the chamber's Republican leader in November, although he will continue to serve in the Senate. Announced his decision on the Senate floor today. He said he has total clarity and peace about stepping down and believes he's helped preserve the ideals he believes in. He added his decision came following the tragic death of his wife, Elaine Chow's youngest sister, Angela, in a traffic accident this month.
Washington is in shutdown countdown mode again. Congress faces the first of 2 government funding deadlines in just 2 days. The 2 deadlines can make things confusing for households. About what government programs might be impacted, Karen Kafa is in Washington to sort it out.
Congressional leaders racing the clock again.
I think it's pretty safe to say we all agree we need to avoid a government shutdown.
We made it so clear that we can't have the shutdown because it hurts so many people in so many different ways, even for a short period of time.
And households wondering how to prepare. In January, lawmakers passed another short-term government funding deal with 2 new deadlines on March 1st and March 8th. Without a deal, departments impacted by this week's deadline include transportation, housing and urban development, veterans affairs, agriculture, and energy. Operations critical to public safety would continue during a shutdown, so employees like USDA food inspectors and TSA workers and air traffic controllers would stay on the job, but without pay. The Department of Agriculture says recipients of SNAP food stamp benefits and pregnant women and new moms enrolled in the WIC program would receive March payments. VA policy says veteran health care would not be affected and benefits like housing and pensions would continue. But services like career counseling and the transition assistance program for service members moving into civilian life would not be available. Meanwhile, next week's deadline includes the IRS, potentially scaling back the number of IRS employees on the job as tax filing season approaches its peak. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Mira, it's only Wednesday, and somehow we went from very warm to feeling like it's winter again.
Yeah, it's definitely felt like a long week because of the weather, so let's see what Jack has for us.
Yeah, we saw that cold front move through last night and this morning, and it's really affected our temperatures. Our high today was only 33 degrees. It was very, very cold today, and we're looking at a very, very cold night as well. Taking a look at some current temperatures around the map here, 28 here in Muncie, 29 in Indianapolis, and 28 as well in Lafayette. So if you are planning on headed out tonight, be sure you got to grab that parka again. I know we've been going back and forth with parka and windbreaker, but it's time to bring that parka back out. But this is what we're looking for on this show. We're looking at that cold temperatures, a warm up, and we are tracking rain. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
Coming up, a new plan to address quality and safety concerns at Boeing after concerns with a recent report.
And ways to plan and save for increasingly expensive college tuition costs. Stay with us.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. Today, the Federal Aviation Administration said Boeing has 90 days to come up with a plan to address quality and safety concerns. The FAA said the plan must lead to a measurable, systematic shift in manufacturing quality control. This comes after a report released Monday found employees did not understand their role in safety and feared retaliation for raising safety-related concerns. The panel that reported on those shortcomings recommended a 6-month fix, while the FAA's new directive sets a faster timeline.
It will take a bigger wallet to see It's a Small World. Walt Disney World released its tickets prices for 2025, and in many cases, the cost has gone up. Among the increases, going to Disney's Animal Kingdom will be $119 next year. That's a $10 bump. Higher prices are also in store for the other parks, including a $5 hike at the Magic Kingdom. Walt Disney World's last major ticket price increase was in 2022.
College tuition costs continue to rise, and there are some new changes to how these accounts work that may make them more appealing. Jen Sullivan breaks down what parents need to know in today's Consumer Watch.
When it comes to saving for college, there are 3 types of accounts parents should know about. Savings account. Your child can use the money for anything, and there's no penalty for withdrawals, but the interest you earn may be lower than other options. Custodial account. No withdrawal penalties as long as the funds are used for the child. Returns are taxed at the child's tax rate. The account can't be transferred to someone else. 529 plan. Your money is invested over a period of years. Any return you earn is exempt from federal taxes. If you direct the funds towards educational expenses, your withdrawals are tax-free. Tony Durkin with Fidelity Investment says 529s offer great benefits.
A 529 is a great tax-advantaged way to save and pay for qualified educational expenses.
New this year, unused money can be rolled over into a Roth IRA.
That was a barrier to entry for some folks to get into 529s because they didn't know what would happen with those unused money.
Here's how that works. The 529 must be held for the designated beneficiary, in this case your child, for at least 15 years. The transfer amount is subject to IRS limits. It's $7,000 in 2024. There's also a $35,000 lifetime cap for each beneficiary. The tax benefits are a big selling feature.
Every state's different, but a lot of states offer a state tax deduction for contributions made to a 529 account.
And when it comes to savings, contribute as much as you can and often. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Knowing about the different types of accounts to help save for college is one way to prepare for the price.
While it might be in the 20s right now, I am tracking 70s. I'll tell you what day after the break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will. But you don't have to do it alone, that's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. I'm weather forecaster Jack Van Meter. If we take a step outside the studio right now, we're greeted with this. 28 degrees. It's quite cold, especially when you think where we were last night. Very, very cold indeed, with those west winds coming out of the west there at 7 miles an hour. But it's making that feel like temperature feel like 21 degrees. So if you are headed out tonight, again, like I was saying earlier, be sure to grab that big coat. Look at this map. I almost don't even need to speak about this. Look at this. We are 35 degrees colder than we were 24 hours ago. Fort Wayne's almost at 38 degrees colder than we were. It's because that big cold front came through and really shook things up and put things into perspective, because we have to remember we are in February right now. So let's kind of look at this a little more. This is a tale of two seasons right here. Yesterday, our high was 66 degrees. It was a little muggy out there, and we had those severe storms. So we had a perfect environment for that, because the warmer air can hold a little more moisture and energy for storms. Look at today. Today, we had a high of 33 degrees, and we had snow flurries this morning, because any of that leftover moisture from the storms yesterday froze and fell as snow this morning. So it's been kind of crazy. Taking a look, though, at our current radar, we're clear right now, and that's because of the high pressure that is building after this system. So if we zoom out here and really take a look at what's going on, we can see that system is pushing off to our east now, and what we're left with is all this cold air, and that's why we're seeing the lake effect snow machine, really fire up, because most of the Great Lakes are still unfrozen, meaning that we still have potential for lake effect snow. But as for Muncie, tonight, our forecast low is going to be 21 degrees. So very, very cold out there, and gusty as well. These winds could gust up to 25 miles an hour. So just keep that in mind if you are headed out tomorrow. Good news is, if you're not a big fan of this cold weather, we are experiencing a bit of a warm up tomorrow, warming up to a high of 42 degrees. Another good thing is we're not going to be seeing any cloud cover tomorrow because of that high pressure keeping everything away from us. Not a cloud in the sky at all. And we're also seeing warm temperatures, because look at that. The winds are starting to come from the south, bringing warmer temperatures. It's also going to bring us another chance of rain on Friday. I'm going to pause this here at Friday at 1 p.m. As we can see, the rain is down to our southwest, and we're going to be dealing with a little bit of rain through some of the beginning of the afternoon. Now, we're not looking at crazy, storms with this. We're just looking at maybe a shower or two throughout the afternoon. Raw 7-day forecast, we can see again tomorrow, beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. Chances for rain on Friday as well. It's not going to destroy all the plans for Friday. Should be out of here before dinner plan. Look at this beautiful weekend. 68 degrees on Sunday. Very, very sunny as well. And then it's looking like going to be a more springtime pattern come next week. Going to be a little gray there, but look at that. Monday, we're almost hitting 70 degrees again. So I think it's really cool to look at how these temperatures are fluctuating, especially last night. I mean, again, 35 degrees warmer.
I mean, you definitely can't mess with the Indiana weather.
No,
Thank
never.
you, Jack. Thank you.
There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Andy Newman has a preview of sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures. Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Andy Newman with sports. Ball State women's basketball returns to the nest tonight to face off with the Akron Zips. Ball State moves into this one 23-4 on the year, but off a big loss to MAC rival Toledo by 22 points on Saturday. On the opposing bench, the Zips sit at just 9-16 on the season and are only 4-10 in the MAC. The Cards hop out to an early lead, 37-19 at the half, and did not look back, as Ball State wins this one in easy fashion in a 75-41 final. The Cards will be back in action Saturday at home for senior night to take on Eastern Michigan. Tip-off is set for 11 a.m. To pass things over to high school hoops, the Muncie Central Bearcats take the court against the Richmond Red Devils tonight. NewsLink Indiana's Reese Chapman heads to the field house before the game to check up on the Bearcats.
As many gear up for the start of March Madness next month, Indiana high school basketball heats up with sectionals this week for teams across the state. Tonight, the Muncie Central Bearcats travel to take on the Richmond Red Devils to see whose season stays alive. Bearcat head coach Justin Ullman reflects on how this season compares to seasons past.
Yeah, this season's been one of figuring out all of our roles. We've got a bunch of new guys filling roles, and we've had a really up and down season as far as performance, but had a good few days of practice and hoping we can hit the sectional running here.
As the squad goes into the postseason with a 5-game losing streak, senior small forward DeMarcus Cole believes that his team has some room for improvement.
I feel like the talk. We talk a lot in practice. Come game time, we don't talk at all. So I feel like we did pretty good with that today. That's why we shot the ball good. That's why we practiced as good as we did, because we talked, we had energy, and that's what's going to lead over to tomorrow.
As the stakes continue to rise higher and higher, senior shooting guard Brady McNabb believes that Muncie Central has the right mindset to go far.
Right now, we just had a good practice. We had really good energy. I think we're all coming in. We need this, and we know what we worked for to get here, and we want this game pretty bad.
The 7-16 Bearcats look to stay in the mix against the 20-3 Richmond Red Devils tonight at 6 p.m. In Muncie, Reese Chapman, NewsLink Indiana.
That game is now over as the Muncie Central Bearcats win their first road game of the season and upset the 20-3 Richmond Red Devils in a 54-51 final. To stick to the high school hardwood, another Delaware County school preps for sectional play tonight. NewsLink Indiana's Jace Miller made his way out to Delta High School to see if the Eagles are ready to take flight.
This time of year, everyone is talking about high school basketball. Guess who is in that conversation? The Delta Eagles, who play in Sectional 24 at the prestigious Newcastle High School.
Yeah, nothing special. We got to play 4 games there last year, and a regular season game also, so just go in there. It's another gym, but it's an awesome gym to play in.
The Eagles have some motivation moving into the postseason after finishing the year on a 5-game win streak. It's safe to say that they are prepared and hot, rolling into sectional play.
Our conference is always hard. We have some pretty big schools in it, and we're one of the small schools in our conference. So we know those losses sometimes help us for the future. But definitely in our last couple of games, our defense has been really well. Our offense has been on point, so we're looking to keep rolling into sectionals.
With the game to back it up, the senior forward leads the team in confidence before their first-round matchup, as he averages almost 17 points per game.
We feel really good. We've done everything we need to do on our part, all of our practice, all of our film. So we're going in just a nameless, faceless opponent each game and ready to take care of business.
Delta takes on Frankton tonight at Newcastle High School in Sectional 24. In Muncie, Jace Miller, NewsLink Indiana.
And that game just wrapping up as well as the Delta Eagles win in decisive fashion over Frankton, 46-25. A lot of winning tonight in Delaware County, but I think the biggest win of all, Muncie Central hasn't won a road game all season and upset a 20-3 team to win. Absolutely insane.
And just imagine being in that student section. How fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Like I could be fantastic running on the court. It'd be great.
Right, for sure.
I go
Coming
crazy.
up, a Ball State exchange student shares how art can connect a whole community.
Plus, one final look at your weather.
Thank you again.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Earlier today, the Culture Exchange event highlighted the country Kosovo.
NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter has more.
Today's graduate exchange student and guest speaker, Dora Tarani from Kosovo, highlighted several cultural elements of her country. Various topics were covered in her presentation, from food, sites, celebrities, and culture that represent the positive nature in the community.
I do think that a really positive element of Kosovo is that we take the time to smell the flowers and a lot of things. It could go either of both ways. There's different ways to approach everything.
Kosovo's culture is full of expression, especially through music. Tarani said art is what connects the people of Kosovo together as a whole through times of comfort and hardship.
We're a very passionate set of people. We really need to express ourselves in different ways, and art has been the best medium.
Tarani's presentation allowed for students, staff, faculty, and the public to learn and be engaged with the country's culture.
Well, I enjoy the live material, but I also take notes to be better engaged. Gives me the opportunity to regurgitate and chew a bit more later.
Tarani hopes her presentation leaves an impression on the audience to understand the importance of accepting all cultures. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
And if you're interested in more cultural events, the Multicultural Center is hosting the Spectrum Show and Tell and Swap at 6 p.m. tomorrow.
You know, guys, I'm pretty glad that it's finally warming up.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to put my winter jacket away.
Yeah, no, well, I wouldn't put it away quite yet, but just because we've been going back and forth so much. Let's go ahead and take a look at this 7-day forecast one more time. Again, it looks like we are going to be warming up to this weekend. We got to get through a little bit of rain on Friday. Going to be warming up just slightly there. As we can see, we're just stair-stepping up, and we're stair-stepping up to Sunday and Monday. 68 and 69 degrees. Going to be absolutely gorgeous gorgeous on Sunday to get out, maybe go for a walk your dog, just get out and enjoy the abundant sunshine. And then next week it looks like we will be seeing a little bit of rain throughout the first beginning of the week.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jack. And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.